Mr. Myers. We are talking, about, of course, about the elections. Early voting is set for tomorrow. Let's start with my first question. Who is Brach Myers?
Brach Myers is a husband to a loving wife of 20 years, a father of a 14-year-old young man who I'm very proud of in this community. I'm a businessman. I've worked for 20 years in the healthcare space here in Acadiana, born and raised in Acadiana, an outdoorsman, and someone who really has dedicated much of my adult life to service.
Tell me a little bit more about why do you want to go to the Senate? What is it about the seat that interests you so much?
Yeah, so I've been serving in the Louisiana House of Representatives now for over a year. I've been able to be part of bringing some real impact to really challenges that we're faced inside the state, and I've seen change happen right before my eyes, and there's so much more change that we need to bring to our state to get our state into a better place, to give a future to our kids, more jobs coming into our area. And I think on the House side we were able to do a lot, and I see so much more opportunity to be able to lean more into that in the Senate and have so much more of an impact for our area.
So you're in politics, so this is not your first take at this. Tell me a little bit more about why you entered politics to begin with.
Yeah, I've always had a love for service. I've worked with organizations like Boys and Girls Clubs of Acadiana for almost a decade now. I've worked with our Community Foundation of Acadiana. I've worked with One Acadiana, our regional Chamber of Commerce. And so I've been through all these layers of creating jobs, working our economy, trying to fix our education system. I have a young son, and I want to see him raise his family in Louisiana, like a lot of the parents and grandparents who are now here just praying that their kids and grandkids are not going to leave. And I think it's upon all of us to step forward and do what we can to make this state a better place.
As someone who's going to be representing Lafayette, what do you think is the most important issue that you're going to tackle if elected?
Right now, families are hurting. Insurance is hurting our families. It's one of the biggest deterrents of our state right now. And we have some unique challenges, but we have to work hard to fix those challenges. It's one of the reasons why I'm one of those legislative members right now in my current role, just calling for a special session so we can get back into Baton Rouge and fix these insurance challenges. But on top of that, we need jobs. The one thing that's going to keep our kids here is good, high-paying jobs that's going to allow them to raise their families here and stay in Lafayette Parish.
Elaborate for us when you talk about insurance being a concern and about job creation here. Elaborate, what does that look like for you?
I'm sorry?
What does that look like for you?
Oh, insurance. Yeah, look, insurance is a complex issue. We have only a handful of insurance companies that are writing insurance in our state right now. When we talk about home insurance, we've seen one of the largest increases in the nation as a state compared to all other states. But there is programs that our insurance commissioner of others who have been putting forward that we need to be implementing. And I think we don't need to wait. There's an expansion of the fortified roof program. There's now fortified window programs that we're talking about, things that we can do to put ourselves in a better position to be able to help lower insurance premiums. But I also think it takes looking at both sides of this coin on all fronts, auto, home, healthcare. We need to put our people in front of everything. We need to put our consumers first.
And what is job creation? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, job creation, that's economic development. I was proud to be part of what was one of the most historical tax sessions in the state of Louisiana, that we just finished up in November, where we lowered the corporate income tax. We took steps to get rid of the inventory tax. We are ridding ourselves of this franchise tax. Those are things that are going to bring big companies into our area and be able to help create those jobs that we very much need for our future.
Yeah, and if, the final question for me would be, why should they vote for you as opposed to, say, the other candidate in this race?
Yeah, look, I think that I'm uniquely qualified right now, having had the experience in 4 sessions in the Louisiana House of Representatives to step in on day one and do this job. As soon as this election is over with, we're going to be talking about weeks, not months, when this legislature is going to go back into session, and we have big things to tackle, like the things I've just talked about. On day one, the person we put into this job needs to be ready to jump into the job and be effective, and I'm the candidate to do that.